The floods that happened in Uttarakhand in June 2013 was covered extensively for weeks by the Indian press and television. But for one small detail that went missing: the hundreds of dams and their role during the floods. This film is an untold story on what exactly happened as the clouds burst around these huge man-made structures. There are a total of 336 hydropower projects in Uttarakhand. 98 are operational, at least 41 under construction. Add another 197 dams that are being planned, and the Uttarakhand Himalayas earns the dubious distinction as one of the densest dam sites on the planet. Between June 15th and 17th, 2013, 2 weeks before the normal onset of monsoons, continuous and heavy rain fell across the upper Himalayas. In just 24 hours, parts of Uttarakhand took more than 300 millimeters of rain, unleashing one of the most terrifying flash floods in known history. The inevitable had happened. The flood left behind a trail of death and a remarkably changed landscape. The valleys of Mandakini, Alaknanda, Bhagirathi, Yamuna, and even Gauri Ganga were transformed. Places as far-flung as Vishnuprayag, Uttarkashi, Pithoragarh, and Kedarnath were ravaged. The riverbed had risen almost everywhere, at some places over 10 to 15 meters. Entire villages, roads, bridges, thousands of vehicles were swept away. And the dams were not spared. As floodwaters rushed down from Kedarnath, it destroyed parts of Rambada, Gaurikund, Sonprayag, and many more villages and towns downstream. The raging waters reached Lanco's 76 megawatt Fatabyung Dam at Sitapur, choking its diversion tunnel with tons of silt and boulders. The torrent flattened the barrage before moving ahead to Kund, the dam site of L&T's 99 megawatt Singoli Bhatwadi plant. The damage to the barrage here has to be seen to be believed. Our camera team captured the dam before the floods and after. The furious river then completely wiped out the L&T's powerhouse site. Here is the site before, and here it is after. The locals who survived this storm blamed the construction debris illegally deposited on the riverbanks by the dam authorities. The muck, they say, had diverted the river Mandakini, resulting in extensive destruction at Agasthamuni and further downstream. On the way to Kund, our team captured huge sections of the mountains blasted away into the valleys below. Boulders from these mountains had been crushed for use in construction. Illegal, unethical, and criminal ways that are still being allowed in the open, unchecked, unpunished. Let us now move on to Vishnuprayag, the confluence of Alaknanda and Dhauli Ganga. This 400 megawatt plant is a project owned and run by JP. For 8 to 9 months of the year, Alaknanda at this point runs bone dry. This is the dam before the disaster. Eyewitnesses say that on 16 June the waters from upstream rushed down, bringing heavy silt, large trees and massive boulders.
देखो अब पीछे से अगर पानी माना ज़्यादा आ रहा है और आगे आपने उसको छेद ही कम छोड़ रखा है तो वो नुकसान करेगा ना। और ये आप वहाँ जा करके देखेंगे उसके डैम के पीछे पूरा फ्लड जमा हुआ। वो होना ही था।
फोटो तो हमने देखी, फ्लड जमा और किनारे से रोड वगैरह काट दिया क्योंकि वहाँ
रास्ता बदल दिया है।
वहाँ अंदर जाने के लिए जब जगह नहीं रहेगी तो कहाँ से।
That night, after closing the gates at 11 p.m., the dam authorities failed to open them again, possibly slipped off after switching on the generators. Soon, a 2-kilometer-long lake began forming behind the dam wall. A massive pressure built up.
ये जो प्रोजेक्ट बना हुआ जेपी का, इनका तो वो बंद हो गया था, जो बैराज था इनके शटर बंद हो चुके थे इनके।
The heavy debris-laden waters, finding no other way to go, cut a huge section of the mountain, sweeping away the national highway that ran beside the dam.
और बाद में इनका शटर जाम हुआ और तब इनका जो वहाँ से उन्होंने अलग से उसने नदी ने काटा, तो नदी को जब जगह नहीं रहेगी तो वही बिल्डिंग को भी ले जाएगी ना।
The raging waters bypassed and destroyed the dam. This man-made wall of water roared down to destroy Lambagarh, Pandukeshwar and Govind Ghat.
लामबगढ़ में यहाँ से लेकर के कम से कम आप लगाइए कि जहाँ पेड़ नहीं है, यहाँ नदी बहती है, इससे भी दुगनी जगह अंदर को वहाँ जाकर के उसने पूरा वो मलबा और प्लस पानी जब नीचे आएगा तो कहीं ना कहीं नुकसान करेगा ना। वहाँ वहीं से नीचे नुकसान ज़्यादा होगा।
यदि वो गेट खोल लेते तो पांडुकेश्वर गोविंद घाट जो नुकसान हो वो नहीं होता।
The impact was so enormous that eyewitnesses say over 200 meters wide bank was washed away, along with it the houses, hotels, infrastructure and the people.
तो ये गुरुद्वारा था जो मेरे पीछे दिखाई दे रहा है और पूरा मार्केट है ये। इसके अंदर जो है कम से कम 50-60 दुकानें थी और 14-15 होटल थे जो 30-30, 40-40 कमरों के होटल थे लोगों के, और लोगों के अपने रहने के आशियाने भी यही थे लोगों के। तो ये सारा बह गया है 16 तारीख और 17 तारीख में जो फ्लड आया। और इसका मेन कारण जो पानी अपनी गति से वेग से लगातार आता रहता तो इतना नुकसान शायद नहीं होता। लेकिन जेपी कंपनी का जो में बैराज बना हुआ यहाँ से 6 किलोमीटर पीछे, उन्होंने उसको समय रहते खोला नहीं। अगर खुलता तो पानी शायद है कि इतना पानी वहाँ इकट्ठा नहीं होता, और बाद में उसने जो है नेशनल हाईवे रोड को तोड़ करके वहाँ से पानी एक साथ इकट्ठा बह गया, जिससे इतनी बड़ी त्रासदी हुई।
नदी को अपनी संपत्ति बना दिया है। मतलब ये समझो कि जो नदी से मतलब ठीक ठाक थी वो नदी भी बिल्कुल अपने अंडर कर दिया, समझो नदी बिक गई। मतलब भारत सरकार ने पूरी नदी की नदी उनको बेच दी, ये समझो।
Media reports say that on the evening of June 16th, dam operators of the GVK group closed the gates to fill up the reservoir. Within a few hours, when water and silt began accumulating in dangerously large amounts, the operators realized that their project was in danger of getting harmed. Without any concern for the people living downstream, they opened all the gates at once, which resulted in large-scale destruction down the river in the town of Srinagar. This is the NHPC 280 megawatt project of Dhauli Ganga in Pithoragarh district. Before and after. The coffer dam at the NTPC site at Tapoban Vishnugarh was swept away. This story of destruction, where man and his activities played the catalyst, goes on. The dams at Srinagar, Dhauli Ganga, Moti Ghat, Madhya Maheshwar, Asi Ganga 1 and 2, Maneri Bhali 1 and 2 suffered damages as well. So what's next? The fact that the floods came with such ferocity unexpectedly at the peak of summer is weird, but not isolated. Weather patterns across the planet are changing. Temperatures are rising, glaciers are melting and receding faster than ever before. The weather is getting more erratic and intense. Scientists say the Himalayas is one of the world's most sensitive hotspots to global climate change, a situation that will intensify in the coming years with dire and far-reaching impact on us. So where do we go from here? On August 13, 2013, the Supreme Court directed the Environment Ministry to constitute an expert body and carry out an inquiry. In its report, the committee acknowledged the destructive nature of hydropower projects and linked them to the floods. The committee also recommended scrapping of 23 dams in this region. The next hearing in the Supreme Court is on 22nd July, and hopes are high that for once there will be action.